sort of.
Yeah.
I don't understand this logic though. Because when you say the second player dictates whether they get a challenger card or not, that means they're choosing to be more than 6 points behind.
Well, I think it's more of a case you get 2 secondaries, right? One gets you 5, one gets you 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right. You're better off scoring the one that gets you 5, so you're 5 points. So you're better scoring the one that's 5, and then you go, well, this one scores me 2, but if I don't score it, I get a challenger card in the next turn, which is guaranteed 3, or gets a mental stratagem.
Yeah, right. Granted, but you're only gaining a singular point off of that. I think it's a mostly bollocks argument.
I just think it's just. I think a couple people have been touched inappropriately.
Yeah, right.
Where with a challenger card and be upset, and what happens is more often than not, people just it's like they're mostly ineffectual until there's that one very specific situation where it's like bam, super powerful.
Yeah, I just don't see it being that much of a problem.
I don't get it.
I mean, granted, I'm not playing at the top of the game, but I just don't see it being that much of a problem, personally. My God, chat kicking off already. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this kind of weird Tuesday. It's like a bit sunny and then a bit rainy and then it's supposed to be a thunderstorm this afternoon, Joe.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Welcome back. And this week, and not next week, but this week specifically, because next week's Joe's off, is Templars Preview. Templars Preview. Joe has the wonderful tome on his lap in front of us. Yes, I know it's also Grey Knight's Preview. Mostly people don't care about that. So Templars Preview Week is here. Joe is playing Templars tonight and on Thursday. Tonight it'll be against Mr. The Adam and his Custodies. Thursday it'll be against brand new Andy and his Necrons, whilst he attempts to impress you all so that he gets invited back in the future and not annoy me, which is a difficult challenge for a lot of people, actually.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Wow.
So we're going to talk about the Templars Codex today. I've called it like a Codex review because we might as well talk about the Codex on the first stream we do together, Joe and I, after the Codex has been given to us for a preview. I skimmed through it. Joe has then read through it in more detail and obviously prepared to play tonight and Thursday. And we have thoughts on it. The big news that hit is the fact that they lost Oath of Moment as an army rule because they gained their own specific oaths, which we talked a little bit about when they gave us that news. And I had to be careful what I said because although I'd read the whole book at that point, I couldn't let you guys know that I'd read the whole book at that point because Games Workshop's NDAs are still fully fucking backwards. And so I had to kind of just tell you what the article said and be like, hey, Black Templars players who thought that the world was falling because of some of what they'd seen online, some of the leaks that would happen.
I love to see them all
and it was an incredible lesson in calm down, you'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
Like when I look at the camera chat and I say to you, my intuition tells me you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Normally that means you'll be okay. Are they saying that is based off of Joe and I's theory on the Codex and the strength of it, which not always correct. There's times where I've thought Codex really, really strong. It hasn't been so strong. And there's times when I've thought Codex isn't particularly strong and other people have proved me completely wrong. I can only give you my opinion.
I think that these are the best Space Marines now.
You reckon? That's a strong call.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're the bestest. I think Blood Angels are a strong contender for that. A good Blood Angel. But I think in terms of playability, I think these are on point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing they don't have is the CP manipulation that Ultramarines have.
Yeah, of course.
But the raw damage this book can do is a bit loco.
Yeah. Gary, this is what I don't understand about these challenger card things. Right? Gary says if you go second and you get a challenger card turn 2, you control the game. But you don't because you're 6 points. The only way you get 4 challenger cards is if you're consistently 6 points behind.
Right, is that basically when you go second, you can control how many points you score because the challenger is determined turn in the next battle round, right? So you can look at what your opponent scored, what you've got scored, keep it to 6 points under because going second at a very high. This only has effects at very, very incredibly high level, right?
But equally, right, if your opponent's maxing primary, it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
because you're 6 points behind all
basically,
game.
If you're doing the challenge assist, if you're doing the challenger play, as it were, which we'll call it for now, the challenger play, then you have to be going second, and basically you have to be playing essentially for the end game 15 max on primary.
Right, cool. But again, if your opponent's max primary as well and is maxing secondary, you're losing. If your opponent's maxing primary and outscoring you on secondary much so that you're...
Because the interesting thing is that they're saying that if the challenger cards are all points that are added at the end of the game. So we do it wrong, apparently. All points from challenger cards are added at the end of the game as their like own thing. Right? And essentially, so a lot of people are saying is if you don't score primary 1, 2, and 10...
you simply fix it by saying add them as you score it.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's not a 12-point swing at the end, is there?
I think, like, if people are so worried, change it from 6 points down to 10 points down. Then they're definitely not counting.
But again, if you score it as you achieve it, well, then that means that it's harder to be 6 points down every time.
Yeah.
Easy. Anyway, this is not about that today. It's annoying me that people whinge about a mechanic.
I don't get it. I just think, like, it's a fun, like Games Workshop puts in a fun, cool mechanic to make competitive play a bit more random, and fun and enjoyable, and there's a small minority of people who are acting like little bitches.
Yeah, and then what happens is the internet becomes an echo chamber and people regurgitate what some little bitch has said on a different channel somewhere. This is the thing. This is exactly how it works. Have you actually had that scenario happen to you? No, but this one person I heard had it happen this one time. Oh, okay, cool.
We are, at the end of the day, playing a random dice game of small toy soldiers.
It's an irritation. Games Workshop could go, every single person who's ever made a purchase from Warhammer, the Warhammer website, every single one is going to get a £1,000 voucher, and there'll be people out there go, it's not 2,000, though, is it? That's what people are like. Anyway,
we're here to talk about this.
We're here to talk about Templars, which is not negative. I
only have one negative thing about this book.
Well, let's get into that in a second. I read this, and I saw that they lost Oath, and I was like, And I saw that they changed the vowels, and I was like, okay, that's slightly worse, kind of. And then I read some of the vowels, and I got through the book, and at the end of it, I was like, I actually think these guys suitably fuck. So there was things that I did where I read it from literally from start of rules to end of rules in order. And I got to Helbrecht, for example, and learned that he'd lost the +1 damage. I was like, oh no, Sword Brethren are going to be much worse now. Then I got to Sword Brethren and realised I just go to 2 damage.
People are crying that the Feel No Pain is gone.
Yeah.
And their damage output isn't as high. And we'll get into that in a minute. And I'm like, the Feel No Pain is gone. But everyone... If you had eyeballs and a memory and had been part of 10th edition at all, you'd notice that Feel No Pains are on the way out. Like they are exclusively either an enhancement on a single character, or it's a named character with a Feel No Pain. It might be a stratagem, which gives the unit a flat Feel No Pain, or specifically a Feel No Pain versus mortal wounds.
Yeah.
That's it.
Chat saying they'd love a 1K voucher. Of course, you're all logical people. That's why you watch this show. We're not talking about you people specifically. We're talking about others. All right, you're all good people because you watch this show. I was slightly concerned about the lack of or the loss of Feel No Pain, but not because I like Feel No Pain, because I personally hate Feel No Pain. But I felt like it was one of those things that kept them alive.
It kept them in the game.
Yeah,
right. And I think, and because their output was quite strong combat-wise, but it wasn't meant... There was one powerful unit, which was Helbrecht, 10 Sword Brethren, and a lieutenant, right? With a specific relic in a specific vow, with a specific stratagem.
Yeah.
Right? They've taken that away and kind of spread it out a bit.
Which is good.
Yeah.
You should see more variety now.
And what I do like is they've taken away the really, really obvious choice and given you variety.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Yep.
Because now you don't go, I'm taking that vow and I'm only taking that vow. No other vow will be touched.
Agree.
Despite the fact that there are others and they're just as okay, that one's the best one I'm only taking.
So do you think that with the new 4 vowels now, and it has changed significantly, do you think every single one of them has some play?
Oh, 100%. So I shall go to them now.
If you've got any questions, by the way, chat about the new Templars Codex, Joe has it in his hands. We will be playing it tonight.
Well,
feel free to stick them on postcards for us, and we will at some point get to them and be able to answer your questions. If you want to support the show, the best way to do this is gifted. If you want to beat last night's effort, you've only got to beat 50. That's what was it last night, Joe. End of the month 50 last night. We've got to try and get you on a plane in a couple of months' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a car wash.
In the bikinis?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
So there's 4 vows, right?
Yes.
There's 3 good ones. One
Meh.
Situationally meh.
Yeah, it's
right.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the male one first.
Abhor the witch, destroy the witch. They don't like witches.
Yeah.
You know?
Despite the fact that some people try and take them with them.
Yeah. No librarians conclave.
Yeah.
Going on, right?
Yeah.
Each time this unit declares a charge, if one or more targets of that charge has the psychic keyword, you can re-roll the charge. Melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have the precision ability while targeting a psyker. This is only situationally good if you're playing against Thousand Sons.
It's not terrible into Grey Knights.
It's not terrible.
It's good.
It's not as good.
But it's not terrible into Grey Knights.
But it does work into Grey Knights. Maybe depending on someone's Tyranid build.
Or perhaps a Psycho-heavy Eldar build. If you're coming up against, for example, something like the Wraith Host detachment, where you need Psychers to give you the +1 to hit, +1 to wound, all that kind of stuff. So very situational.
Yeah.
Could be cool narrative. So it's good in that regard.
Yeah.
For generic tournament, you're not going to build into this.
I would like to have just seen them say your units get like anti-psyker 4+ or something, right? But 5+ I don't think is strong enough because you'll be wounding most psyker units at their toughest on 5s anyway, unless it's toughness 10.
Like a Swarm Lord.
Yeah. So 4+ seems
okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Accept any challenge, no matter the odds. Each time this model makes a melee attack, if the strength characteristic of that attack is less than or equal to, which is important, to the toughness characteristic of the target, add 1 to the wound roll.
Pretty good, I think.
Mad good.
Mad? You reckon mad? I think it's pretty good.
I think it's insanely good.
Okay.
Right? Because fighting other Space Marines, you're going to always be one up on them, right? So most of this book is strength 5, so you're wounding on 3s anyway, right? But the moment you go into Terminators, Aggressors, stuff like that, anything that's toughness 5, you're still wounding them on 3s. So across the board, very, very good into Space Marine and equal, right? But I'll talk about it in a minute, but there is a way to get army-wide +1 strength. So when you go into Orcs and Custodes, you're wounding them on 3s. And there's a lot of stuff in the game that's if your strength is if your strength is higher than your opponent's, you might want to wound them. And this rule specifically gets around that. Like, so into Custodes, if you go up to strength 6, you're wounding Custodes on 3s, which means Wardens can't make you -1 to wound.
It's good, that, isn't it?
Really good.
Yeah.
It's insanely good. And
it's not too powerful because they've avoided the just flat +1 wound.
Yeah.
So they've avoided that. So it's not. So if you're strength 5, their toughness 5, you get +1 wound.
Yeah.
If you're strength 5, their toughness 4, or if you're strength 5, their toughness elf, you don't get +1 wound. Which I really like that.
Yeah, and also it's like if you're going into things like knights, you're wounding them on 4s. Most like 5s is just good.
Yeah, it is good. That's really good.
It's across the board. It's just mad good. Like into
Templars legitimately could be a bit of a counter for the current knight meta.
Yeah, like they're really good into like monster heavy Tyranids and demons. Like just flat +1 to wound against your opponent. If their strength is high, if their toughness is higher.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like that one.
It almost feels like that should have been a detachment rule for Space Wolves. Because they hunt big monsters, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, we got army-wide lethals.
So yeah,
which
maybe
is
not
similar.
maybe not the toughness is equal to, but if their toughness is higher than your strength,
Yeah.
like if you're fighting monsters all the time.
Yeah, okay.
That's something they
Yeah,
have.
I mean, you're not wrong, but, I don't feel like the Space Wolves are particularly lacking in the ability to kill
No,
monsters.
I think Space Wolves are very strong.
I do.
And they got suffer not the alien to not suffer not the unclean to live.
Mm-hmm.
So no nerds.
Yeah, it doesn't like any of you.
No. If they go into a tournament, all dead,
Instantly.
bar a few.
Yeah.
This unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back, and each time a model in this unit makes a pile-in or consolidate move, it does not need to end that move closer to the closest enemy model, provided it ends that move as close as possible to the closest enemy unit.
Now, I think this is the best one in the book.
I think it's the best one by far. And people don't think it is, but it's actually mad good movement.
In a melee-focused army,
Yeah.
which it is, this is insanely strong.
Yeah. And people say it's only 3 inches, but instead of going 3 inches like that, you can go 3 inches like that or like that. You could you can move around stuff, and there are ways of getting up to 6 inches. So you're basically getting a whole other move that you can whip around.
I think this is an incredibly strong Val. I think this is the best one in the book. And I've seen people going, fall back and charge isn't good. Are you on crack? Fall back and charge is insanely good. Because if you can fall back and charge your whole army, you're essentially giving your whole army fights first again. And it's very good. Yeah,
being able to fall back and then charge to get fight first is incredible on a essentially melee, combat-focused army.
Yeah, I think this is very, very good, this one, honestly.
This is kind of the army that Emperor's Children should have been.
Yeah. And the piling mechanic as well is so good. People don't realise it, but you charge a unit that's on the edge of an objective.
Yeah.
The current rules would make it difficult for you to pile in such a way that you can get maximum bodies on that objective. This is going to give you some freedom to get bodies on the objective.
Yeah.
You can start taking objectives off of people. Like this is for the unskilled eye, this looks like meh.
Yeah.
For the skilled player, this is exceptional.
And it's really good. So say for instance there's 2 enemy units, right, in your turn, and what you're in combat with the first one, the units in combat with the first one can fall out and move and charge the other unit, and then everyone else could charge the one that's there. So good.
And importantly, when we compare them with Emperor's Children, is it's not fall back and not be able to charge the unit you fell back from. You can literally fall back and charge into the same unit to give yourself fights first again.
Yeah.
You can fall back from a unit and charge into a different unit that might be on an objective, or to go somewhere else.
Because there's times where people will charge you to stop you from being able to move away and do other damage. They're like, I need to lock that unit in place, and I'll charge it. And you're like, nah, bro.
Yeah, I think this is exceptional.
And then hold up,
or
uphold the honor of the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
If this unit has the infantry keyword until the end of your command phase, if this unit is within range of an objective marker you control, that objective marker remains under your control until your opponent's level of control over that marker is greater than yours at the end of a phase. If the mission you are playing features actions, this unit is eligible to perform an action in a turn in which it advances.
So it's very good. Army-wide sticky.
Yeah.
And advance and action is still very good.
I think it's really, really good. Because a lot of people, a lot of times where people are like, oh, I need to put some Boggo Inters in my army to sticky some objectives so I can move away. It means that your army's not locked into position and just standing still. And you can push through. I think that's quite good versus armies like maybe Eldar or Tau, where you need to capture the objectives and then chase after them.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to hang around anywhere.
Yeah.
And it keeps you scoring the game and doing damage, and your opponent's like, I have to get over there to stop my opponent from scoring. It's good. It's good. I think the obvious, for me, the best one is fall back and charge, because it's like you're going to use it versus most opponents compared to the +1 to wound, and the +1 to wound isn't necessarily super useful in this army.
Yeah.
Because, I'm going to spoil it now, all power swords in this book have lethal hits.
That being said,
Yeah.
and it's been mentioned in chat, I was going to bring this up anyway, there is an argument to suggest that you take the +1 to wound as well as Gladius, because then you have access to at least one round of fallback and charge, as well as +1 to wound.
Yeah.
And
so,
you do get a CP strat to fall back and charge as well if you want to.
Yeah, so I'm going to say it now, so I don't have to come back to it later. The best detachment for Space Marines is Gladius.
Still Gladius.
Still Gladius.
For every chapter.
Yeah. And Templars being able to have an entire turn of advance and charge, an entire turn of fallback and charge, spending a CP to have a unit either fallback and charge or advance and charge.
Because you can put them in a specific doctrine.
You can put them in a specific one. You can take an enhancement on character so their unit can fall back and charge, or fall back, shoot and charge. And you have a 2 CP, also fight on death, which I think is the best. If you're running a combat army, it's the single best stratagem in the game, bar none. Just to automatically fight. You also have +1 to wound in a stratagem as well. Mm-hmm. So it just has everything.
It's just still insane, right?
Yeah. So that's the best. So when I talk about what's the best, what's the best detachment for Templars going forward, right? It's going to be which Templar detachment, because Gladius is just the best.
So competitively, you if you're going for hyper competitive with Templars or Space Wolves for that matter, or most other Space Marine chapters, you're probably still going Gladius, right? Yeah. That's a fact. But what we want to talk about today, although we still think that's the case for Templars, and we still think Gladius is the best, what we're going to talk about today is what's best in the book, what the best attachment is that Space Wolves have access to in the book.
Also, Gladius has a stratagem which gives a character +1 attack, and if they're in the Assault Doctrine, which you can always put them in for a CP, they get +2 attacks. Which, spoiler alert, is very good on the Emperor's Champion.
Yeah. If, however, you're bored of Gladius for all Space Marine lists, just give 5.
Yeah.
There you go. And I'll ban Joe from using Gladius on stream with Templars.
I have not talked about the Emperor's Champion. I think he's back.
We're getting it. We're getting there. Right. He's a mental lunatic now.
I think it's great. There's obviously an Heirs of Sigismund thing where they fixed it to stop certain people taking librarians, being like, well, technically, by the wording, I can take a librarian, get in the bin.
Which, let's be fair and clear, rules as written, they weren't wrong.
Yeah, but if you're a Templars player, if you're a diehard Templars player...
No, and I agree with you, but we're not categorically accusing a person of cheating or bending the rules. It was within the rules. It was allowed.
It's...
Wrong.
It's not in the spirit of the game.
No, it's wrong, narratively, but it was allowed. It was legal.
So now...
They've closed that loophole.
If you are running a Black Templars detachment or have a Black Templars unit in your army... no librarian.
So if you take Gladius with 0 units on this data sheet, well, then there's no point having this book. Right? Correct?
Yeah.
So the second you include any unit from this book, even in Gladius, even if it's just a Crusader squad, no librarians.
Yeah. I mean, I need to check the wording on whether if it's a librarian or... Your army cannot include Adeptus Astartes Psyker units. You can take an Inquisitor.
You're not an Adeptus Astartes Psyker.
Yeah. You can't take First Company Task Force because that detachment ability rule is procs off of Oath, and you don't have Oath.
Correct.
And in this book, you do have your own specific Stern Guard and your own specific Terminators because both of their unit abilities proc off Oath as well. And then obviously you don't have access to the Codex versions of the Valiant, Impulsor, Land Raider Crusader, Repulsor Executioner, Stern Guard, Terminators, Gladiator Lancer, because obviously all those things
have their own Templars version.
Yeah. There we go. You can take a Psyker as long as it's not a Space Marine one.
Yeah, you can take it. Yeah, exactly like you said. So you can take an Inquisitor Psyker. You can't take an Adeptus Astartes Psyker.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I'm going to do...
So you can take an Assassin as well.
I'm going to do the detachments in what I think is worst to best.
Yeah, let's not read it all out, though. I don't want to read every stratagem. And
yeah, so basically, you have got three detachments in here. They are the most... the most narrative Space Marine detachments we've had based on the army that it is. Right? Because they are themed specifically around units that are faithful to Black Templars, right? So there's 3 detachments. You've got Companions of Vehemence, right, which is all about chaplains and judicas.
Judica!
Because Black Templars love a chaplain, and judicas are baby chaplains, right? And I think it's the best one because it's not as limiting because they're units you're going to want to take. And in this attachment, you can re-roll advance and charge rolls made for Adeptus Astartes units from your army, which I find is a bit... So the weird... But I think this detachment undermines the Abhor the Witch vow. Because you can re-roll charges versus psychic units. And this entire detachment rule allows you to re-roll charges. But it's very, very good.
It's cool. It's also cool in the fullback and charge vow.
Yeah.
Fullback and charge and being able to re-roll charges is very good.
Yeah. It's really, really strong. I really, really like it. Like chaplains give your army +1 to wound. I'll go to the new one in a minute. Judicas obviously give your units fight first, which would you want because fighting first is just incredible. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Can you ally in Grey Knight Terminators? No, because they're Adeptus Astartes Psychus.
But are they? They don't have the Astartes keyword, do they? Adeptus Astartes keyword. Grey Knights.
I think so.
Keep talking.
And the stratagems are all good in there. You get one that gives you precision, one which allows you to pile and consolidate 6 inches to 3, which obviously means that if you don't have to pile in towards the closest model, having 6 inches to go. Because you got to think, you got pile in and it's only the consolidate, so you only get the 6 inches. Because if it was piling and consolidate, that'd be 12.
Yeah, they don't have Adeptus Astartes, Jay.
You get a unit. You give your unit precision. This detachment basically undermines that entire.
Brotherhood Terminator Squad, keywords, infantry, battle line, psyker, Terminator, grenades, Imperium, Brotherhood Terminator Squad, faction keywords, Grey Knights.
Oh.
They don't have Adeptus Astartes, so you're fine.
I don't know if you can ally in them though.
Well, it's in the Agents of the Imperium, though, isn't it?
It depends if the Agents of the Imperium one has that keyword or not.
Fair. I imagine they'll be the same though.
You still have to vote push. You've got ones that allow you to reroll. Very, very good. The vindication type. I've completely gone back on what I said. I'm going in order of what I think is best to worst. God's Hammer Assault Force, I think, is the second best. Right? It's a Land Raider detachment. So
when I first read this one, I was like, oh, they made a detachment for Joe.
I think it's amazing. Right? However, I have a history of not liking detachments where you have to have transports involved. Because if your opponent kills your transports, you don't have an army roll. The benefit of this detachment is your transports are Land Raiders. So it says, each time a Death Star unit from your army declares a charge, if that unit disembarked from a transport this turn, when selecting the targets of that charge, select one of those targets. The enemy must take a battle shock test. Boring. But it can, if it pays off, it can swing a game, right? Each time ordering your Adeptus Astartes unit from your army that makes a melee attack, if it disembarked from a transport, add 1 to the hit rolls. That's also a bit of a non-starter because only 1 unit in this book benefits from that.
Which one's that one?
Crusader Squad.
Yeah.
Because everything else hits on 2s, which we'll get into in a minute. So, great rule. Not great in this book, but the stratagems are very good and the enhancements are very, very good. I am aware that we have a set amount of time, so we're not going to do all the enhancements and all the stratagems. And then the third one, which I think is the worst, but it's still good because it is narrative based on this and they want to sell models, is it's all about Ancients and Crusader squads. Each time an attack targets an Ancient unit from your army, if that unit is within range of 1 or more objective markers, and the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of that unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So basically it means have lots of Ancients on the table, stand on objectives. What's important to remember with this attachment is that the company heroes, the command squad, also counts as an Ancient. but it already has -1 to wound on it. But it will benefit from enhancements and what are they called?
Penis.
Yeah, stratagems. That's the one. And then each time a Crusader squad from your army makes a Righteous Zeal move, which is a surge move, that unit can end that move as close as possible to the closest objective marker instead of as close as possible to the closest enemy unit, which is situationally good. But I personally don't. I don't feel confident around Crusader squads.
Have we still got that Grey Knights box?
No, somewhere.
Okay,
about.
cool.
What?
I kind of want to convert all the models in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just thinking out
we
loud.
have got lots of sprues out back.
We have got lots of stuff.
We have many things.
I am wondering if I just put like the strike squad arms and heads on intercessor bodies and stuff, or assault intercessor bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then you don't have the cool blingy
Yeah, and
stuff all over.
Gonna have less to paint.
That is true, but then just silver space marine.
Well, they'll have the shoulder pads and the Stormbolter arms and the fancy
true.
swords and the
Yeah.
fancy heads.
We'll see. Do Space Wolves first. Hi, Marshall Helbrecht.
He's a fucking baller now, isn't he?
He's still a Giga Chad.
He is a Giga Chad.
Right, he still moves 6, still toughness 4, 2 up, 4 up, 6 wounds, OC 3. Which is pretty good. He's not as big as Logan Grimnar. What are you doing?
Looking for it.
It's somewhere.
Keep talking, Joe. You're fine.
So, he still has a new Crusade of Wrath. While this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the attacks and strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in that unit, which is great. All these he joins both get stronger and have more attacks. Winning.
Are we sure we didn't give it to someone already to build?
I don't know, I think it might have done. Could be in someone's hands right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, assault intercessor squads, crusader squads, intercessor squads, and sword brethren squads all just get better. Winning. All right?
I need to work out where I put it.
Yeah. So, yeah. More attacks, more strength, good. Which means that sword brethren, which are strength 5, go to strength 6. So, what's not like about that? And then he still has his bullshit I do mortal wounds to you sensor thing. Alright? So, at the start of the fight phase, select one enemy unit within engagement range of this model's unit and roll a d6, adding 1 to the result for every 5 models in this model's unit. So on a 2 to 3, they suffer d3 mortal wounds. On a 4 to 5, they suffer 3 mortal wounds. And on a 6, they suffer d3 plus 3 mortal wounds.
Quite a lot of mortal wounds.
So
Just for being
if
in
he's in a
combat.
squad of 5, he's always going to do d3, which means that d3 plus 3 goes off on a 5 plus. If he's in a squad of 10, goes off on a 4 plus.
I think he's arguably better than he was.
Yeah. He's still 6 attacks, strength 8, -3, damage 3. He's got a sweep attack, which is 12 attacks, strength 6, -3.
It's his Hellbrecht.
Yeah. It's an absolute unit.
Yeah.
Right. You're never not going to take him.
Hellbrecht is incredible good.
Yeah. Incredible. Chaplain Grimaldus is near on identical.
Yeah, he's still pretty solid, right? I still think he's close to what
he doesn't give a feel no pain anymore. He gives +1 toughness, which is really, really good. Another one is you can improve the AP characteristic, which I think is
it's really good.
situationally really, really good. It means that like you could potentially be in a situation where you take away people's armor saves.
Yeah.
And then add 1 to the advanced charge rolls. Also very, very good. He gives your unit full rerolls to hit. Still, which is really, really good. And his little helpy servitors are great ablative wounds.
They get a 4-up invul as well, don't they?
So they have a 4-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain.
Yeah.
And because they're not a character, they can suck up wounds for the unit before Grimaldus. So if he's in a unit of sword bros, you can put wounds on them, kill them off, and then it'd be the sword bros, then it'd be Grimaldus.
Yeah.
Because although they are part of a character unit, they are not characters.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting, isn't it?
I did that to Tom the other day.
Yeah, it's definitely
practice
legal.
game.
Definitely legal.
Yeah, because you can't do it with you can't do it with what's his name, the guy that hangs around with the big orc man, Makari, because he's a character. He's a character keyword. But
it seems to be randomly applied, that doesn't it? It's really odd.
But in a guard command squad, if that's in a unit of Cadians, the guard command squad can take the wounds before, and then the Cadians can take it. Not that you would, but you can.
Yeah.
It's kind of what. Do you remember when the Necron Techno Thralls would join a unit and then they count as part of the unit, but they're not characters? So when they die, they can still come back in because of the reanimate. It was one of those situations. The Emperor's Champion. Crypto Thralls was the day that I nearly punched Eddie in the face live on stream. I'd had enough. I was done with him at that point. So the Emperor's Champion is...
I mean, you're frequently at that point with him, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
Not just...
So the Emperor's Champion, it's important to know now, he can join units, but he also has Lone Op. But I think it's a trap.
I don't know. I really rate Lone Op.
Lone Op is only good if you're fighting an army that has lots of shooting and you want him to hold an objective. If your opponent has access to a lot of deep strike, Lone Op is immediately pointless.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one, but because you can select whether he joins the unit or he Lone Up at the start of the game.
Yeah, it's real matchup dependent.
I think he is fucking incredible now.
Yeah, so he's move 8, which I always forget.
Mad good.
I've forgotten. Toughness 4, 2 up, 4 up, so 2 up armor save, 4 up in run, 5 wounds, OC 1. He's got a bolt pistol. He's got his sword, 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 8, -3, damage 3. Right, or a sweep, 10 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 8, or strength 6, -2, damage 1. So, but primarily you want the 6 attacks one because it's got precision and he's anti-character 5+. It's very good versus knights, right? It'd be wounding knights on 5s anyway, but if they were toughness 16. But the 5+ is important. That's why I think in Gladius, I think he's really good because he's not a unique character. He has a special rule that says you can only take one Emperor's Champion in your army. And
so he's lost the epic hero keywords.
Yeah, and I think that's important. This is very, very much done on purpose. I don't think people seem to think it's a mistake, and I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is.
Because the rule specifically says you can only have one.
Because if they put a rule in that says you can only take one and remove the epic hero, that's very much an intentional change.
Yeah, because it means that he now can take enhancements. And he can be your warlord. And what's important is that he's in the combat patrol, and in combat patrol you can have enhancements as part of combat patrol, and he's the only character in the box, so he has to be able to take enhancements. He still has once per phase. He can change a failed saving throw to damage 0, and then he's got his other special rule where if he charges a character unit, him and his unit get +2 to their charge.
He doesn't have to be leading for that either, does he?
He doesn't have to be leading either.
So you can Lone Op him in.
You can Lone Op him in, because obviously he's faster than the other Space Marines as well.
He's really good now.
So he can actually...
he wasn't bad before. He's really fucking good now.
I quite like the troll idea of having him in Assault Intercessors in a drop pod. So you could drop pod him in...
Too soon to talk about drop pods, Jay.
You could drop pod him in turn 1, 7-inch charge out of deep strike.
Too soon to talk about drop pods, Jay.
With a reroll. And then once per game, if he's within engagement range of one or more enemy character units, he can get devastating wounds. So he's precision dev wounds on 5+.
Yeah, that's slightly worse because once per game now. But I think it's better overall. Not better because it's stronger, but better because it just feels bad that he gets dev wounds every time he throws into the character.
before the 0 damage was only in combat. Now
Per phase, isn't it?
per phase.
Her phase
Yeah,
is insane good.
mad good. And then obviously you put him in Assault Intercessor so he can re-roll wounds. So it just makes if you do decide to pop that devastating wounds, it's more efficient. And if you're in something like Gladius,
Yeah.
which got more attacks, even better. The only thing is, in this book, no other characters can join the unit that he's in.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
I mean, that might be a bit mental, though, mate, to be fair.
Also, I think what's important to recognise in this book, which is very, very different to Space Wolves, right, is in this book, the Black Templars characters can join non-Black Templar units.
Yeah, which is I was kind of assuming that the Space Wolves change was the new standard.
Yeah.
And that only chapter specific would be able to join chapter specific and generic join generic.
Yeah.
And then Templars went, nope, back to what it was before. It seems to be just Space Wolves at the moment where we have that restriction.
What you could do, right? Part of the enhancement is wasted in Gladius, but the other half isn't. Is you can give him Artificer armor, which gives him a 2-up armor save. He already has a 2-up armor save, but it also gives him a 5-up feel no pain, which then puts him on par with Lucius.
Yeah, I mean, Lucius is still a unit, to be fair.
Oh, him and Lucius, I think, are
Comparable.
Marshals now are one of the best character units in the game. Dave, can't join Blade Guard. This is part of Games Workshop's crusade to make Blade Guard more and more useless.
Yeah, now they've sold as many as they need to.
Yeah, they're like, we've done enough Blade Guard. No more. We're done. All right. So the Marshal still has Space Marine stats: 6 hits move, toughness 4, 3 up, 4 up, 5 wounds. Boom. He's got a plasma pistol or a combi weapon. His mastercrafted power weapon, like I said earlier, is now lethal hits.
And there's a lot of this now in the book.
A lot, yeah. All mastercrafted power weapons has lethal hits. He also has 7 attacks base.
Well, he doesn't, though, does he?
But he doesn't. He does, but he doesn't, right? He's got 2 special rules, Inspirational Leader. They took Helbrecht's rule and gave it to Marshall so you could have 3 units instead of 1, where in combat, crit hits on 5s. So you're lethaling on 5s, but it's only whilst he's leading a unit. He forgets how to be good at combat when he's leading a unit. But his other one is not leading a unit specific.
Nope.
Is each time this model's unit is selected to fight until the end of the phase, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of this model's mastercrafted power weapon for each enemy unit within 6 of this model.
Well, you're always going to be in range of 1 if you're using his mastercrafted power weapon, because that's the unit you're fighting, which means actually, strictly speaking, his base attack's 8, because you're always going to be in range of an enemy unit. If you happen to be within 6 of another 1 or 2 units, you can be up to 10 attacks in melee.
Yeah,
with his lethal hit.
It's basically
lethal hit crits on 5s.
Basically, I've got Gabriel's F back.
Essentially,
but I can take 3 of them.
Yeah,
and they're not damage 3. But because Gabriel's F one was for every 5 models. This is the same but different.
Yeah, this was probably better.
It's better because, if there's a character, a dreadnought, and an infantry unit of 5 models, he gets +3. Whereas Seth has to be in range of 15 models.
Yep, but equally, if he's fighting a single unit of 10, he'll get +1, whereas Seth would have got +2. So it swings around a bit.
Really, really good. Obviously, you're going to put him in Sword Brethren.
I think he's because they also got lethals on their mastercrafted power weapons. I think he's a hell of a winner in this book. I think he's done really well.
I think he's the biggest winner in this book in terms of glow up from the old one is the Castellan. Because you never took the Castellan because the Space Marine Lieutenant was just flat better.
Yeah,
he gave you lethal hits.
Excuse me, chap. Yeah,
but now you don't need him no more.
You don't need him no more.
You already have lethal hits. So winner. He still has a terrible-ish stat line in the sense that he's just a Space Marine with 4 wounds.
Yeah, the 4 wounds is an odd choice.
But, he's got a combi weapon, he's got a heavy bolt pistol, he's got a chainsword, which has got 7 attacks and sustained hits 1. All chainswords in this book, by the way,
Mastercraft power weapons, lethal hits, chainswords, sustained hits.
Yeah, he's got a mastercrafted power weapon as well.
Don't you think the humblest Artie's chainsaw should just flat have sustained anyway?
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah, I think so.
All chainswords in the game should go to AP1. The Astartes ones sustained hit because they're like cleaving through stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And him, so basically him and the Marshal have the same combat profile, hitting on 2, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. An unknown profile we've never seen before. But if there's two models in one unit is putting out 13 attacks.
I know.
With lethal hits.
It's fucking mad, isn't it?
But it gets better.
It does.
Right? So they keep getting lethal hits on 5s with your 13 attacks for 2 characters in one unit, not including the unit. Vehement aggression. Whilst this model is leading a unit, each time that unit is selected to fight, make a leadership test for that unit. If it is passed until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes attack, you can re-roll the hit roll.
So crits on 5s with lethals, re-roll all hits.
Yeah, hitting on 2s. But if you fail your leadership test, it's okay. You still re-roll 1s.
So guess what? You don't get Oath, but you can just take Castellans.
Yeah, you can still get 3 units that grant you Oath. And with Grimaldus, he also has Oath. So you've got 4 units on the table that essentially have Oath.
But they get to pick different targets rather than having to always fight the same one.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean.
The only people that are complaining are I want more Oath. I want my 4 units, and then I want to be able to pick a unit.
This is what I was saying with the title. I just don't see Templars missing Oath of
They
moments.
don't need it.
They have plenty of rerolls.
No.
Not forgetting the fact that they majoritively hit on 2s in melee now anyway. So
and the Castellan can join a captain or chapter master. So he can join obviously a marshal, he could join Helbrecht, he could join a normal captain. Not I can see why you'd take one.
No.
Because you have the marshal.
You might.
You're right. Because the marshal, because before captains gives you a free CP,
Yeah.
the marshal doesn't. But the Castellan, when his unit kills a unit, roll dice on the 4+, you just gain a CP. So that's how you get a bit of CP regeneration. I think for every marshal there will be a Castellan, right? I think.
Do you think Black Templars has the potential now to be quite hero hammer?
Yeah.
Good.
And then
This is why I love Space Wolves.
I'm gonna skip past these 2 characters and come back to them and do Sword Brethren because it's important for this matchup, right? Sword Brethren have changed. They've got rid of the +1 attack, +1 damage, blah blah. They've just gone. Everyone's got a damage 2 weapon, apart from the chainsword. The chainsword just has 6 attacks now, hitting on 2, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1, but sustained hits. So if you put them in a unit with the Castellan and the Marshal, 5 of them puts out 30 attacks hitting on 2s, re-rolling all hits, sustained hits on 5s. They're only strength 4 though.
With chainswords.
With chainswords. They just blend chaff, right? But what you're going to do is you're going to take them with the mastercrafted power weapons because they've got 3 attacks. They've dropped an attack now. But now they hit on 2, so they hit more consistently.
Yeah,
yeah, you can, if you want to, take them with Helbrecht because he gives them +1 attack, so he puts them back up to 4 and he makes them strength 6.
bear in mind they're already damaged 2 now as well.
Yeah, so they're already damaged 2. So there's an argument for Helbrecht to lead them as well, but I think.
And if you put them with Helbrecht and you go up to 4 attacks, and you go up to strength 6, and you take the +1 to wound Vow, that's still a pretty killy unit like it was before.
Because you pick when your characters join units at the start of the game. It's not in the list writing process. So it all very much depends on your opponent that game.
Excuse me.
Right?
Sorry, I'm not yawning at you, Jay.
If you go to a tournament, you go to an event, you pick who joins what at the start of the game. Right? So if you're going into orcs, the majority toughness 6, you probably just pick your whole army to go +1 to wound.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going into Eldar, you don't need the +1 to wound. So Helbrecht could probably go and join someone else.
Yeah.
Right?
Mind you, if he joins Sword Bros and gets them to strength 6, they are then wounding on 2s.
Yeah. So it's 3 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. And obviously they have lethal hits. But what I think is really, really nice, and this this unit really soothes my brain, my smooth 40k brain, right? Is that they also hit on 2s at strength 5, AP2, damage 2. So you, for the first time ever, you can roll the 2 characters and the entire unit in one go. Right? You could still take the Thunderhammer, but I don't see why you would.
With an F. Well, I mean, you can't get it to damage 3 now.
You can't get damage 3. It's strength 8 and it hits on 3, so it hits worse, but it is stronger. But it's still the same AP and it is damage 2.
Is it Dev?
It's still Dev, but
so hitting on 3 Thunderhammer with Dev isn't terrible.
but it's only one. It's only one guy in a 5-man squad.
Obviously,
if you take a temp, But before it was one man in a 5-man squad who could be damage free.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think it's as good as it was.
But I think now you just go all power swords.
Yeah,
and do that. And then obviously they have a unit rule which is exploit their cowardice. Each time an enemy unit within engagement range of this unit is selected to fall back. So if I'm fighting you and your unit falls back, after it ends the fallback move, if this unit, my unit, is not in engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a normal move. Amazing. So if someone runs away from you, you could just move 6 inches in any direction.
Yeah, a lot of people play these kinds of rules down because it's not killing something. But they're incredibly strong rules.
Yeah. And if your opponent forgets that, because they will, it can really sting. So say you've run onto an objective and you fought someone on an objective and they've survived, or you've killed them and then piled into another unit, your opponent's like, well, I'm going to fall out of combat and then shoot you. And you go, aha! And then run and hide behind a wall. And then they can't shoot you. And then they're like, shit.
It's a normal move, isn't it?
It's a normal move. So they move the forward 6 inches.
So you can go the other side of a wall.
Yeah.
You can embark.
Yeah.
You can
chase after them.
You can chase after. You can't go into combat, though.
You can't go back into combat, but you can follow them up. So if they're trying to put their unit in a safe place,
depending on the order in which they do their movement as well, you can also move block something else in their army.
Yeah.
So it's quite good.
They're a really strong. They're a really strong unit with a lot of play. The loss of Feel No Pain hurts them, but they are pointed appropriately. They're 120 points for 5. So, very good. Very and there's also another thing to point out about
we've had updated points values, I don't know.
So it's not the points. So the points thing does reflect this. Their unit sizes have changed. So they were 5 and 10. Now they're 4, 5, 9, 10.
Hey?
Yeah.
That's odd.
I don't know why.
I mean, it's good.
It's good. It's good.
Giving you that much more option is good.
It's good, but I don't know why.
That's really weird, isn't it?
It's like granular points, but not granular points. I
never noticed that.
What's interesting there, what it does mean? Oh, they've changed the rules for drop pods. Now you can put 12 in one. Because now I could be like, you could go take 9, put an Emperor Champion in it, fit in a drop pod. But the thing is, maybe for transport stuff. No, because most transports carry 12s, which is 10 and 2 characters.
That's odd, isn't it? Okay, well, I mean,
I don't know. Does anyone build a Castellan out of the squad? Maybe.
I mean, that's not what they're there for, though. But you could. They have a Castellan model,
so
it's not like Custodies, where to build a shield captain you have to buy a box of Custodian Guard.
Yeah.
There's already a Castellan that's sold.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's odd, that one, isn't it? It's weird. Okay.
What they did say is that you can't take combi weapons in this. You can't take combi weapons in them anymore.
Yeah, right, you wonderful human beings in chat. We are going to get to you people soon, by the way.
We will.
We currently have 31 of the finest gifted memberships. You've only got to do 20 to beat last night.
And then
It's 20 for day crew to be better than Monday night crew.
the 2 new characters. The new
Excreta.
Excreta, the Ejaculator. Execrator? Execrator is just a chaos name, though, isn't it, really? I don't like it.
Well, Excreta.
Yeah.
It's constantly shitting. Very
He's
Joe.
just excreting faith everywhere. Like someone with dysentery. Just like... It's weird. He can take a bolt pistol or a fire pistol, neither of which you will take. Because he has a Crozius Arcanum, because Chaplain, and then he can take a master-crafted power weapon, which gives him 3 extra attacks in combat. You're just going to take that. It's just better. More hitting.
More
hitting. Importantly, though, his unit special rules are you can advance and charge if he's leading a unit. He forgets how to run fast when they're not there. Each time this model's unit has fought, if one or more enemy units were destroyed as a result of those attacks, each enemy unit within 6 inches of this model must take a battle shock test. I mean, it's super situational and will probably come up once in 100, but you just take him for advance and charge.
Yeah.
But right, so it's a really good rule on one hand, but on the other hand, you can only take so many characters, marshals and castellans.
Yeah, and advance and
live
charge
in
is
here.
great competitively until you think Gladius.
Yeah,
Then you have to have the character.
he has no real fit in the army.
Yeah. Yeah. He's cool.
He's really cool. The model is beautiful.
Model's stunning.
It's so nice, but he's
mid.
He's mid at best, right?
He is.
And what's interesting is he can only join a Crusader squad and a Sword Brethren squad. So you can't put him in Blade Guard. You can't put him in an Intercessor squad because if
So he's gained almost Space Wolf rules.
he's gained obscure Space Wolf rules where he has all the negatives and none of the benefits, really.
Yeah.
Because making a Crusader squad advance and charge, I'm going to talk about them in a minute. I don't think they're very good. So you're like, meh. And you're not going to put him in Sword Brethren because that's where Marshals and Helbrecht live. Right? And then the new Ancient model is a beautiful model as well. Not as nice as the Excreta, the poop machine, but a glorious banner man. I do have a what do they call it? Is it an axe to grind?
Okay.
On this, right? It doesn't show up in this book, right? This book is full of incredible artwork. Apart from the front cover, which is terrible.
It is
I'm
bad.
sorry to say it. If this front cover was anywhere else in the book, no one would give a shit. It's just a mid piece of artwork in a codex. But in a codex that's full of incredible artwork throughout the history of Warhammer, right? And games will actually be like, oh, but we don't want to do an old front cover on the codex. But you've done it on so many other codexes. You could just do it on here, right? My favourite piece of Warhammer artwork throughout the history of all Warhammerdom is a 2nd or 3rd edition Black Templar, to be 3rd edition, a Black Templar standard bearer. He's got a power fist. He's got his bolt gun up in the air, shooting gloriously. He's got his draped banner across him. It's so good. My partner bought me it for Christmas. I've got it framed on my wall. Doesn't appear in this book. You're making a Crusade Ancient for your army. That was the perfect opportunity to make that model, right? Because they've made a Black Templar model from the artwork, and he looks like Mr. Potato Head. He's just a round body with just bits stuck on to him. Could have done that. It's my only gripe. Done. Said. Feeling. Basically, they had a great opportunity and they missed it. The Crusader guy, the new Crusader Ancient, is a 4-wound Space Marine.
Another one.
He can only join Crusader Squad and Sword Brethren, but he can join a unit that has a captain, chapter master, lieutenant, or excreta. So so you can join the new chaplain. Right, they're like a buddy cops, you know.
Yep.
Whilst this model is leading a unit, each time model in that unit is destroyed by a melee attack. If it's not fought this turn, on a 4+, fight on death. Actually, a very good rule in a close combat army.
But
the problem is he's vying for a character slot that's filled by better characters, right? And then the first time a model in this unit, each time a model in this model's unit makes a melee attack, that destroys one or more enemy units until the end of the battle. Whilst this model's unit is not battle shocked, add 5 to the model's objective control characteristic. So he goes to OC6. But if you kill something, he goes to OC6.
Yeah, because he starts on 1.
Starts on 1. His rules, I think, are more useful than the Excretor, but he's just too many good slots for characters in this book.
Yeah, because you've got Helbrecht Grimaldus, 3 Marshals, 3 Castellans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Close lunchbox, done.
Yeah.
They're both incredible models, but in an incredibly well stacked book. Because because like, obviously there has to be winners with good rules and there has to be losers with bad rules, right? And they're in a book of all good rules for characters. And it's a bit meh. Obviously, you've got Sternguard and you've got Terminators. Obviously, Terminators and Sternguard, their unit abilities proc off of Oath. Terminators no longer get +1 to hit when they shoot against an Oath target.
Because there is no Oath target?
Basically, if you get into combat with them, you have to do a desperate escape check to leave. It's not a bad rule.
It's okay.
It's okay. If they're battle shocks, you subtract 1.
Because desperate escape means you lose people on 1s and 2s.
1s and 2s. So if they're battle shocked on 3s,
yeah,
it's quite scary.
For a lot of people. It's going to give people a choice because most people, for most units, will be like, yeah, I'll pass the battle shock, and then it's a case of, but what if I don't? I just start losing models to falling out of combat.
Yeah. And then the Sternguard, as we all know, Sternguard are my favourite Space Marine unit next to Blade Guard. They sit next to each other on the podium.
Not in Templars, though, Joey.
Not in Templars, they're dog shit. They're so bad. So I'm going to tell you what normal Space Marines, Sternguard, when they shoot an Oath target, they reroll all hits. But they also reroll hits in combat. And they reroll all wounds versus the Oath target. But they also reroll all wounds in combat as well. Right? And if they're in a generic Space Marine army, they get +1 to wound. So a unit gets reroll all hits, reroll all wounds, and +1 to wound is pretty good, right? In Black Templars, each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets the closest eligible target, so include combat as well, reroll the wound roll of 1.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, is it?
It's a glow down. It's a dimmer switch all the way, basically.
Just before off.
Yeah. It's like volume 1 on the hub, you know? You know?
You can't watch the hub anymore.
Yeah. Unless you're in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you've already downloaded a VPN app.
Yeah, unless you give them all of your details and they own your soul.
Yeah.
It's a sad time. Someone did a really good video of a guy rummaging around in the dark looking for his passport. And he had to lie that he was looking for his passport because he was booking a holiday. He wasn't.
Yeah, it's I've got opinions.
I've
got opinions about this.
Right. Gary McGowan, you are half right. And we'll get to it. Crusader Squad, I think, is just all round bad.
I thought we'd skim through the book. Joe's going through every unit. Go on.
Right, because we can skip a lot of the tanks. The Crusader Squad, its biggest downside is the fact that it's a 10-man unit.
Okay.
Because
didn't it used to be 20-man?
It goes to 10 and 20.
Okay.
Right? It has a blood surge, so if someone shoots you, you can move D6 +2 into them, right? It's mainly all power swords. All the power swords have sustained hits, blah, blah, blah. But it's a 10-man unit.
It's always been a 10-man unit.
But but in a game, I don't think the game supports 10 large units. I don't think 10 to 20. I don't think the game supports it.
Right? I don't know. As a man who ran 20 blood claws, I'm here for it.
Yeah, but if someone shoots you with a blast weapon, 20-man units immediately become
But
very bad.
as a Wolves player, you can only take 10-man units of Grey Hunters and Blood Claws.
But the problem, but Blood Claws, the entire unit has a 3-up save.
Yeah, true.
Whereas this unit, what is it? 4 to 8 of them have a 4-up save.
Yeah, shits, yeah.
Yeah. So like they're just like
Shit ablative wounds.
they're just shit ablative
They're
wounds.
shit ablative wounds for a unit that's then not that powerful afterwards.
No. Whereas Assault Intercessors, which I think you're going to see all the time, I paid 10 for the army. You could take them in 5s, and they make your characters better. A character joining a Crusade squad doesn't become better.
No, no. I mean, they get to Blood Surge with them, but yeah, I mostly agree with you.
Yeah. I just don't think it's. I just don't think it's worth it. And a 10-man squad's harder to hide, and also is a horrible mishmash of weapons as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think the Crusader squad, if it had the same rules as your Space Wolves and normal Space Marines, where it made an objective sticky, or it gave reroll wound rolls of 1, right? I think it's an immediate win. But just Blood Surge on its own is not great. Like, look at Berserkers, right? Berserkers are only good in the detachment that gives them +1 attack and +1 strength.
+2 strength.
Yeah.
So make them strength 6 for Berserkers.
Yeah. So I just think the Crusader squad, I just think it's just a bit of an L.
I didn't love them before. Because you're better off with Sword Brethren, Blade Guard, Assault Instances. I think that hasn't really changed.
So
the only thing that they were bonus from before was the bonus from Furlough Pains. Because you could put Grimaldus in a 20-man blob and give them all 5-up Furlough Pain. That was a bit silly before.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't do it anymore, yeah. So Land Raider Crusader is better and worse.
Okay.
Right? Its guns are all shit.
As always.
Right? But its ability when you in your shooting phase, after this model is shot, select one enemy hit by one or more of those attacks until the end of the turn. Each time a friendly model that disembarked from this transport could re-roll the hit and wound roll of 1. So Crusader squads in Land Raider Crusaders
not the
are
word.
better, but it's like a 250 point tax to make Crusader squads better. But all its guns are terrible. So all you're paying a massive tax to give a unit re-rolls once.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's good. The Redeemer's just better.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah,
because it's just got better range weapons.
Yeah, if they gave the Crusader AP1 bolters, it's better.
They're just the
if
standard.
They were AP1 ignoring cover.
The thing is, the standard bolter is just shit, and then when you go, hey, have loads of standard bolter shots, it's like, you just give me loads of shit.
Yeah. I'm just like, meh. So the Repulsor Executioner is the same Repulsor Executioner in the Space Marine book. It's got a massive long dong gun and loads of really shit little guns.
Yeah.
Right? It transports 7. But in this one, if you target a unit that's within 12 inches of one of your units, it re-rolls hit rolls. So it has a built-in oath.
It's more oath.
Yeah.
For the army.
But you're not taking it for all the little scrittly guns. It's not really doing anything for you. You're just taking it for a more efficient laser destroyer, which is 2 shots, hitting on 3, strength 16, -4, d6 +4. But I don't see why you'd take it when the Lancer exists. The Lancer is just better.
Does the Lancer get oath?
No. It has. Each time this model is selected to shoot, you can re-roll 1 hit roll, you can re-roll 1 room roll, and you can re-roll a damage roll.
Its weapon is?
2 shots, strength 14 instead of strength 16, -4, so -4 again, d6 +3 instead of d6 +4. So if you're firing 2 shots, realistically, you're going to hit and miss, right? So you can re-roll the miss if you want to, right? But you can but if you hit with both, you're probably going to not wound with both. So that comes a reroll. Whereas with the repulsor, you might hit with both, but you might fail to wound, and then you're spending CP.
Well, no. Well, yeah, I guess.
Um,
I don't know.
but it also works on the melter gun as well that comes on.
I do fucking love a repulsor.
I like the repulsor as well, but it's not that much more cheaper than a redeemer.
It's not. There is a couple of situational circumstances where it's quite good. So you can disembark a unit of 6 models that's inside it, so say 5 sword bros and a character, move them up towards the transport, fire the executioner, you get then reroll hit rolls, you potentially blow the transport up, and then they charge what's inside. That's a nice combination. Not forgetting also that if you've got a unit within range of a unit that then moves and you overwatch with the repulsor, you'll get reroll hits, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So it has, but I think it's still quite expensive for what it is.
Yeah, it's a glow up from it makes a tank that I've never really looked at. Like I own one, but I've never considered. Like it's one that you gave me that you half built ages ago, and it just sat in the box in my garage. And now I'm like, I'm probably going to build it and paint it for this, but I have no consideration for taking it in a normal Space Marine army.
Yeah,
it's only because the Templars make it worthwhile.
For the rest of the vehicles, you basically just gain multi-melters, right? That's what I've done.
And that's it.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's a great book.
I think it's really, really good. One of the best things to come out of this is, and I really want to run it tonight, is this book combined with the Black Templars Grotmus detachment is fucking incredible.
What does the Grotmus detachment do again?
So the Grotmus detachment gives you a second set of vows. People don't know this because no one's touched the Grotmus detachment because it was nowhere as good as the Index detachment, and rightfully so.
We're on 36 members, by the way, right now.
The Index detachment was...
We're about to jump into chat and say thank you to you all. I'm going to go for a weird
sec. Bonkers, right? But now, if I go to Wrathful Procession, right? It's like Gladius, but you're not limited to once per game, right? So infantry and mounted units, no one's about it. You can add 2 to your move and add 1 to your advance rolls. Army wide on infantry, right? So all your space marines go to movement 8. So if you
apart from the Emperor's Champion, it goes to 10.
Yeah, 10. You can fall back and charge. So you can fall back 8 and then charge. Really good, right? The other option is add 1 to the strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in this unit. Your entire army goes to strength 6. So if you take the vow of +1 to wound whilst your strength is equal to or higher into custodes or orcs or weldy.
Joe, you're playing Custodes tonight.
If you're playing into a majority toughness 6, you wound their entire army on 3, and all their -1 to wound abilities don't work.
You might want to run that tonight, mate.
Yeah.
Playing Custodes.
And the other one, if you're playing someone like Tau, right, or heavy shooting army, models in this unit have a 5+ invulnerable save. So you can have army-wide 5+ invuln.
Which is important because sword bros don't have an invuln, right?
Yeah, they don't have an invuln. And a lot of your characters don't have invulns as well. The Castellan doesn't have one. The Bannerman doesn't have one.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I kind of expected from the Bannerman, but the
Standard Lieutenant doesn't have one either. He only gets it if he has a Storm Shield.
That's fair.
So, though the litanies combined with the vows, it's double bubble greatness, right? The enhancements are really good. There's one which gives your entire unit stealth. So you can have a stealthy unit of sword bros running around. This one you put on the Emperor's Champion, Sacred Rage.
Emperor's Champion,
right? It's 30 points, once per game, fight first.
Good button, all right.
Really, really good. Having your Emperor's Champion fight first makes him a really legitimately terrifying threat on the table. Especially if you're playing into other armies that want to kind of deal with him. And if they're combat armies that need to deal with him, they're in immediate trouble. Because if you charge your opponent, you fight first. And if you don't mop up the unit in their combat, you could just pop the fight first to make sure you guarantee killing them. Or if they charge you, wanting to kill him, he fights first and kills them. Like there's no bad thing about that. But you can also put it on a Castellan or a Marshal to make a massive brick of Sword Brethren fight first. There's one that says at the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit within engagement range of the bearer's unit must take a battle shock test. When doing so, subtract 1 from the result. I think it's really, really good. It works all right. When it pops up, it's quite useful for taking objectives off people. And then the last one, Benediction of Fury, which makes the new chaplain actually good. Chaplain model only. The bearer's melee weapons have the devastating wounds ability, which means that his 7 attacks then all go to damage 2 dev wounds. It's pretty good. Stratagems in there. Fueled by Wrath. You get a Feel No Pain versus Mortal Wounds. Armor of Contempt. Castigate the Demagogues. Give the entire unit precision. Brute Further. Basically, you re-roll the hit rolls of 1 and you ignore any or all modifiers to the weapon skill, the hit roll, and the wound roll. So, if someone's got a -1 to wound, or -1 to hit, or if there's a way, like Death Guard with Nurglings used to be able to reduce your weapon skill and then make you -1 to hit, they just ignore that. It's really, really good. Relentless Momentum gives you a makes your engagement range 3 inches. So if you are running, say, a 10-man unit of Sword Bros or a 20-man unit of Crusaders, basically the entire unit can fight. And then Voice of Devotion, you could basically swap your litany out for another one. I do think it's the best Black Templar detachment now. I think it's really good.
So Black Templar specifically, right?
Black Templar specific.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the vows in the litanies in the detachment compared with the vows there were synergize so well. To the point where I wish it was like officially in this book.
It's interesting that a few of the Grotmus attachments are proving to still be some of the better ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like when the Guard book came out and the Scion detachment was absolutely banging.
Right, we're going to jump into chat now and say 1, thank you for all the gifted people, and then 2, answer any questions you've got or talk about any super chats. There's not loads in here.
Only 1 thank you.
Thank you. There's not loads in here at the moment. So if you've got questions, if you've got things you want to talk about, if you've got things you want us to look at, feel free to stick them on a postcard as we start reading through now. The other thing is gifted memberships chat. The best way to support the channel, the best way to keep us going, the best way to keep the lights on, the best way to keep everything running as it does here is with gifted memberships. It's 87% of our revenue at the moment is generated through some form of membership, whether that's you being a member all by yourself or gifting. We're currently on 36. Last night we only made it to 50. This week's looking terrible already. If you really want to support us and help us out, just 5 gifted is amazing. And we're very grateful for it. And you get yourself a little Joe Hope as well. So there is lots of ways you can support us. That is, in fact, the best way. Andy, thank you for your kind words. I haven't been to the gym since Thursday either, so you make me feel good right now. We'll start off with Mr. The Whitey 55, who gifted 5 of the finest memberships, Jay.
I hope that you don't make the same mistake I did when someone offers to buy you a Subway.
Okay, right. What was this mistake? There's a story here.
My partner bought me a Subway yesterday.
Yeah.
And we have quite low calorie one is the roast chicken one.
It is, yeah.
It's very low calories, very, very good. Ordered it and I asked for lettuce, tomato, onion, peppers, honey mustard. What I didn't write down was to cheese and toast it.
Oh, that is a mistake.
That's
100% a mistake.
A Subway that's not cheese and toasted is just a fucking baguette.
It's a sandwich.
It's just a sandwich.
It's an expensive sandwich.
I wasn't upset or angry with her. I was disappointed in myself because I was like, I gave instructions and I did not give fully clear instructions.
Well, to be fair to you, Joe, Subway should be default cheese and toasted. That should be the default.
Yeah.
You should ask if you don't want it cheese and toasted.
Yeah.
That should be the default. So.
I didn't do it, so I didn't get it. It's just a baguette sandwich.
Yeah, that's.
I wasn't upset, but
just disappointed.
I was just like, oh.
I
hope that doesn't happen to you. I hope that when someone offers to do something and you have to give them instructions, you remember to make them clear and precise.
Yeah. Or that the person that you're giving instructions to knows you well enough to know what it is you want anyway. Thank you, Farmer George, for the $10. Sorry if it's off topic, chaps. What are your thoughts on the mission scenarios in White Dwarf, and have you guys played any? My brother and I played the one from May's issue last night and had fun with it. I haven't bought or read a White Dwarf in well over a year, probably more.
I can tell you the last one I bought. It's when 10th edition dropped, and I bought it because it came with the little card that had all the universal strats on it.
It's just mostly shit now.
Yeah, I bought it when I went camping to fill time.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate camping. And then White Dwarf was ruined when I saw What's the Job's face in it.
Yep. I know where you're going. Yep.
Fire fuel that became.
Yeah, there was a person who started writing Markles in it, and it lost all fucking credibility as far as I was concerned, and I haven't bought it since.
I have no right, written media in terms of magazines. I'm surprised it's still going. Like White Dwarf, right? I remember as a kid to a young teenager, right, an old teenager to be honest, right, going to my mates' houses who had the subscriptions. And then absorbing that magazine. So White Dwarf Day was the best day. Since then, the internet's progressed a bit, right? And they have Warcom articles every day, which is all the stuff that would have kind of made its way into White Dwarf.
Warcom's destroyed White Dwarf as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's killed itself.
Yeah,
really.
essentially.
And like, I think they should replace Warcom, just call it White Dwarf, maybe.
Yeah.
Because when White Dwarf came out, it would tell you all the releases coming the month after.
Yep. I remember that. That was when you got excited about it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the next month, right? Whereas now, it's just... I know what's coming out because Warcom's told me. Yeah. So everything that White Dwarf has is just old news. Mm-hmm. And so all you have is painting articles, really... And
which is mostly done better by YouTubers anyway.
Yeah. And battle reports, which, as we know, most of the battle reports in those books are all staged to make sure that the new army that comes out just wins.
Which I was quite naive to as a young kid, but now it's quite obvious. Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of lost that shine. There was a period of time where White Dwarf got split in two. Right? It's gone full Winston Churchill there. It's split in two where you had a monthly art book and then a weekly, like, news, what's being released book magazine. And I really like that format, but I didn't think it get sold very well, and that's why they got rid of it. But it was cool just to have a book, a monthly magazine of just pictures.
From a consumer perspective, I'd kind of prefer to go back to the old days of one monthly White Dwarf magazine, no Warcom. But from a creative perspective, Warcom is really helpful because it gives me lots of stuff to discuss. So, hey.
Yeah.
So I haven't played any of them. I imagine Joe hasn't played any of them. I can't really comment on them, to be honest with you. I don't know whether they'd be interesting as content.
I did hear that the White Dwarf manager left, got made redundant.
He changed recently.
Yeah. He's gone. But anyway, he left. I was like... But he did a post online which said that White Dwarf is Games Workshop's #1 best-selling product. White Dwarf.
Was. Surely it still isn't.
Is. Well, maybe it is. Yeah. If it's then... potentially, because maybe White Dwarf as a SKU code, as a product, probably sells the best because it sells worldwide. And it's selling everywhere, you know. I guess no other single product that Games Workshop sells could probably compare to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that, like... I remember going around my mate's house and they had, like, 150 White Dwarfs that you just sit there and just read. But it was different times, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Different times back then.
Different times, no. We had internet, but there's no pictures. It's all pixelated.
Yeah.
You know?
We had to wait for dial-up.
Yeah, we had teletext.
Yeah, I remember teletext.
Where the pictures were made out of squares.
I remember. Yeah. Thank you, Sam Deacon, for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Sam. I hope that the next house you work at is a famous person's house, like Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Or Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Farmer George, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. We're on 43 right now, chat. You've got 8 to go to beat last night.
Thank you, Farmer George. I hope that you're given 50 acres of land by a friend.
Oh, that's strong.
It's just like getting out of the biz. Just have it.
And it's very farmable.
Yeah.
Already producing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cows planted everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you, Altheus, for becoming a Yarlton member. You're a hero. You've got the giveaway coming up soon. It might be live right now. And thank you, Brass Scorpion, for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Brass Scorpion. I hope that B&M starts bulk selling your favourite drink. Like cheap. Yeah.
I think Brass Scorpion isn't in the UK, so I don't know if they're going to have a B&M.
Well, I don't know. Walmart.
Explain a B&M, Joe.
B&M is like, I imagine, shit at Walmart. Just
Okay.
everything in there is really cheap, tacky, off-brand stuff.
Yeah.
But for ridiculously cheap. It's one of those shops that you go in to buy something, but the shop also informs you that you need to buy 40 other items because they're so cheap.
Sam Deacon, thank you for the $2. Love you all. That is all. Thank you to you, Legend. Brass Scorpion, thank you for the 20 Australian dollars. Love the look of the Black Templars. Wish World Eaters were a bit more like this with choices. Night Lads will catch the rest on watch back. And that's when he can be really disappointed in his hope. Yeah, I mean, there's a progression that's kind of happened with things like melee armies for me. So I feel like World Eaters isn't great, but was probably better than Emperor's Children. Space Wolves was better than World Eaters. Templars now I feel like is better than Space Wolves. Not necessarily in datasheet abilities.
Luce refused to do hopes last night.
She never does them on Monday nights. I
didn't know refusing them was an option.
Well, I mean, she's not really employed, but she never does them on Monday nights anyway. But yeah, so I feel like there's been an evolution in combat armies where they've got to Templars now, and although I think some of the Space Wolves datasheets are individually better.
Yeah.
The options that you have for Templars and the narrative way in which it works, I think, is better than Space Wolves overall.
What I would like to see now, right? Because I think moving away from Oath with Black Templars was the best decision they've ever made.
Agree.
Because it's made them unique and personalised. What I would like to see, they won't, but I'd like to see it, is them go back and remove Oath from Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves.
No, I would love to see that. I think that makes it much more unique.
Yeah.
And there's a little part of me that kind of wants to go down a route of, I feel like supplemental codexes, as in all the ones you just mentioned, if they give you 3 detachments, they should replace 3 detachments. And what I mean by that is, so they've said, for example, you can't take First Company Task Force in Templars. So why didn't they say, Templars, this one replaces First Company Task Force, this one replaces Librarius Conclave, this one replaces Gladius.
Yeah.
Right? And the same with Space Wolves. This one replaces Vanguard, Spearhead, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
This one replaces blah, this one replaces blah. And so actually, even the non-Codex compliant chapters, they have the same access to the same number of detachments as the Codex compliant chapters.
Yeah.
And you do that by replacing them one for one. That I think would be cool as well. Yeah. So if you remove Oath from all of these non-Codex compliant, so Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and you tell me which detachments that these ones replace individually, so they unplug, plug in, I'm like, well, that case, because I think that at the moment, you take competitive Ultramarines, competitive Space Wolves, competitive Black Templars, which detachment are all of these taking? Gladius.
Well, what's mental, right, is that when we say chapters now, which I hate, but I get it. When you say a chapter, you're not saying a chapter, you're saying the specialist units they have access to.
Yeah.
Because you could be an Ultramarines player, right, not bring any of non-named characters and run Black Templar detachment.
Yep.
Because it's just Space Marine at the end of the day. Same for, like, Blood Angels, you know. Don't take Sangard or Dante and that lot and just run a Black Templars detachment.
Yeah.
You lose Oath, but meh.
But you gain fallback and chart. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Although Blood Angels is a bad example because they have the access to the best 2 detachments in the game. Or best 3, actually.
If you include Gladius.
If you include Gladius, they have the best 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Thank you so much, Silence Falls, for the 5 gifted, and I think it was you. Hang on, let me quickly check. Let's have a look. It's a little looky, Jojo. I had a message yesterday from Malcolm, who is the guy who runs Models for Heroes. A chap called Silence Falls donated some bits that arrived. There's no return address. Please thank her for me if you know them, plus the others that have sent items. Truly a sterling performance. If you were unaware, I put a thing in Discord on the 22nd, which came from Models for Heroes. And it's still in the Discord. It's in the announcement section. He said, one of our beneficiaries, apologies for the short notice and grave request. One of our beneficiaries, ex-armed forces, is in end-of-life care and wants to make Warhammer till his last days. He has been a beneficiary for a few years and never asks us for much until now. We have no Games Workshop items currently here in HQ. Spare a few White Dwarfs. Can you perform a call or light the beacons and shine an Aquila onto the night sky for this veteran? All plastic to come to, and an address which you better find in the Discord server. We're looking for 40k Sigma. Old Hammer vehicles can be painted already, as repaint is his thing, and he is not fussy, just wants a distraction. Can your army help? Which I posted, and some of you have done that. Silence Falls was one of those people, so thank you so much. You're amazing. Because obviously we are ambassadors for Models for Heroes, and that's an amazing thing to do. So thank you so much, and thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
I hope that a beautiful stranger pays for your next weekly shop. So you've bagged it all up, and you go to pay, and the person behind you is like, boop, done. Yeah. But I wouldn't bank on it every time. Don't buy loads and loads of stuff and then stand by the till waiting.
I paid for someone's fuel the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Young lad on a 125 motorcycle with a little L plate on it. Paid for his fuel, went into the shop. An absolute fucking mad panic when he realised he didn't have any payment method on him.
Oh.
And I was like, how much is it? It's like £7.40. I was like, I got you.
Yeah.
It's fine. I got you.
£7.40.
I was like, don't worry, I think I can cover that in a 125.
Yeah.
If he'd have just filled up a fucking BMW X5, he'd have had no chance. But a 125 motorcycle.
10 is your limit. You know? And that's
yeah, amazing. Tank, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
You're excused.
I overslept this morning as well.
Is you?
Thank you, Tank. I hope that next time you fill up at the petrol station late at night, like all the fresh produce is being given away for free.
Ooh.
Like all the like burgers, sausage rolls, pasties stuff. They're like, take what you want.
Yeah, my brother used to work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
At Hour, you go past it, right? And he didn't drive, and we used to live down in Hythe. So he used to finish, and then I would go and pick him up. And if he knew he'd message me like, "You pick me up tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to come pick you up tonight." And I would drive up to Hour, and about 15 minutes before he was, or about half an hour before he was due to finish, he'd start cooking loads of fucking chicken nuggets and shit. Because at the end of the night, it was either chucked out or you guys can take it home. So he'd cook off extra. No, and I'd pick him up and he'd come up with these fucking 2 big bags of food. It's like, it's going to get chucked out otherwise. I'm like, why did you have that much stuff on the shelf? And he went, because I knew you were coming.
Nice.
What a legend. You got sacked for that if they found out. Thank you, Tank. Thank you for the $2 as well. Not Black Templars, but do you know what data sheets Grey Knights lost? They lost a few. They lost Calador Drago, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And they lost the Brotherhood Champion, I think, or the Brother Captain. Hang on. So what
they kept all their planes, which surprised me.
That did surprise me. So they kept a Grandmaster Voldus. They kept a standard Grandmaster, who is obviously in Terminator armor. They kept Grandmaster in Dread Knight. They kept Castellan Crow. They kept Brother Captain. Kept Brotherhood Champion, and they kept the Brotherhood Librarian, the Brotherhood Tech Marine, and the Brotherhood Chaplain. Terminators, Strikes, Paladins, Purifiers, Venerable Dreadnought, Interceptors, Purgation Squads, Nemesis Dread Knights, Land Raider, Crusader, Redeemer, Rhino, Razorback, Interceptor, Storm Talon Gunship, Storm Raven Gunship. There we go. There you go. That's what's happened. That's what they've kept. So if you can reverse engineer Brother Captain Stern's gone, yep. Calador Drago's gone, which is the biggest shock. Drago going. I'm not sure about that one. We've got one more membership to go, by the way, to get to 55. And then just 45 to finish us off. And there's one thing Joe and I like, it's being finished off.
It's just seen a 30% jump in Games Workshop profits.
Yeah, it made more money, didn't they? They've also announced a financial statement about the fact that they've built another factory, or they're building another factory that they expect to finish in 2026. And they've bought some land to turn into a car park and all sorts.
Really?
Yeah.
What, at Lenton Road?
Yeah.
But like a 30% jump in profits is interesting, given how terribly Horus Heresy sold. The fact that people have increased.
But has it sold terribly? Because we think it sold terribly, right? But what we're seeing is independents knocking the price down. So as far as Games Workshop's concerned, they've sold it.
Yeah.
Because the independents have bought it. So if I turn off auto rotate, there we go, do that, go there. We've been increasing our manufacturing capacity, having secured planning permission. Construction of Factory 4, F4, has now started, and we aim to have this completed in the summer of 2026. Most of the construction costs for F4, circa £8 million, will fall in the next financial year, building 51,000 square foot versus, for comparison, our main HQ site at 628,000 square foot. A short walk from our existing factories at Easter Park has been purchased during the period for 2.9 million. It has now been refurbished to operate as our new paint production facility, which is F3, allowing us to deliver higher volumes when we need to. We also have purchased an additional piece of land, 31,000 square foot, opposite F2 on Willow Road at a cost of 2.1 million. That will be used in the short term as a temporary car parking and will give us opportunity to increase capacity by developing the land in the future. Total production costs have increased by £1 million to 26.8 million, mainly due to the increase in staff costs of 1 million. Thanks, Chancellor. As a percentage of core sales, production costs have reduced from 5.2% to 4.7%. And that's a big shout out to Nick Kazarian, who posted that in Thanes earlier. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been aware of it. So big thanks, Nick, for putting that in there. You're amazing. Yeah. So there we go.
So they're one of the biggest producers in the UK now.
They've got to be.
Yeah.
They've got to be. I don't know.
Um,
Anyway, so we're on 54 members. 1 to get to 55, and I love you. And then 5 to get to 60, I love you a bit more. And then 70, I might think about taking my clothes off because this week's looking bad right now. And I'm trying to get this man on a plane. And I'd like to be able to pay for him to get a plane back as well.
I will just talk about it more tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cornet Ed, for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Cornet Ed. I hope that you're bought a brand new king size bed with massive mattress, like one of those like £2,000 mattresses that's like made of.
I really want like a 4-poster bed.
Yeah.
They're very expensive though. In fact, I saw recently in Dreams they were doing a bed frame where you press a button and the end opens and a TV comes out of it.
Yeah.
I really want one of those. There's no way I'm getting that past there.
I bet that's great until the hydraulics fail.
Yeah, until it breaks
Yeah.
and you've got to replace the whole fucking thing. Yeah, I'm never getting it past there anyway, so it's irrelevant. But because if I said to Lisa, I want to spend this much money on a bed, she'd be like, "Where's that coming from?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Does the TV come with the bed?
I don't know.
Do you have to buy?
I didn't look at that. To be honest with you, I didn't look that deep into it, Joe, because it was already a ludicrous price anyway.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Prentice, for the $5. Joe, thinking about compatibility and unit efficiency instead of cool guy with cool banner, the golden ticket has gone to his head. I know. But the thing is, all of the characters are cool guys with cool insert rule or weapon. So it's not that he doesn't like the cool guy with cool banner. It's just that there's better choices.
The thing is, though, yeah, the entire Black Templar lineup of characters, bar 2, are all fucking winners.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Helbrecht and Grimaldus, your 2 named characters, absolute bosses. Marshals, your captains, your mainline captain unit, is incredible. Your lieutenant, the Castellan, is incredible. The Emperor Champion is incredible. It's just the chaplain that they made, like having a unit that can advance and charge is just a bit meh when you've already got 5 other characters in your army.
And let's be honest, ancients have been a bit shit for a while.
Yeah.
In basically every iteration, and this isn't a massive difference.
Yeah.
Like this, he's still a bit shit.
How did Grimaldus get worse? Banner and Blade. Are you going to say it's because it doesn't give a feel no pain to the unit? No one's got feel no pain. He still has a feel no pain.
He's still clapped.
His little munchkins that hang around with him still get a feel no pain.
I still think Grimaldus is great.
Grimaldus, I think, is really, really good because his flat reroll hits is just really, really good. Having your unit be +1 toughness is really good. Because if you know someone's about to rock into you with a bunch of strength 5 stuff, you go call you with me on 4s now. Or if they're strength 4, you go call you with me on 5s.
Okay. Thank you again, Pete, for the $5. He says, after Joe week off, can we see Black Templars versus Space Wolves to see who best combat army? Bombardment. We could do Black Templars versus Space Wolves. I'll be up for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be up for that for a laugh.
Yeah.
So, I'm game.
I'll do it.
Evan, thank you for the one gifted. Although at the moment, I'll be honest, at the moment my urge currently is to play Eldar. I'm back in my elf phase. And it helps that I'm now, I think it sort of helps that I'm listening to a Lumineth Realm Lords audiobook at the moment, which is all elves and high elves, stuff like that. So I've kind of got urges to play elves again, to play Eldar, because I like them quite a lot. But I'm more than happy to do that matchup at some point. Demogorgon, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Kev. I hope that
Oh my God, chat woke up.
I hope that your favourite model ever is reproduced by Where to Walk Workshop.
Oh, I got my new Striking Scorpion Weta Workshop helmet turn up.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I forgot I'd ordered it because it was so long ago they took the payment.
I thought you got 3 helmets and they've only sent you 2 so far.
Yeah.
They do them one at a time.
The Khorne Berserker one I'm waiting on now, I think.
Yeah.
I bought the Dark Angels one, the Khorne Berserker one, and the Striking Scorpion one, when they first announced them ages ago. Paid for them then as well. Didn't realise, I forgot I'd ordered them, Joe. I got a message come through going, your order's been dispatched. And I was like, what the fuck order had been dispatched? It turned up day before yesterday, and I was like, Weta Workshop, that's helmet sized. And I actually opened it then earlier, and it's the Striking Scorpion one, which looks cool. Iron Rouser, thank you for the 1 gifted. Harborn, thank you for... Oh, by the way, Kev, as well, the axe and shield turned up. It's in my car. Harborn, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you.
You absolute fucking... I hope, Harborn, that you had the opposite problem and you sold all of your Horus Heresy boxes and you've got people that are asking for more so that you can pick them up off of other independents at a reduced rate and then sell them at your price.
Yeah. It's quite good, actually. Although it'd probably be cheaper to direct order them from
I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, that one as well.
Yeah.
Whatever. I hope you get more stuff. The Springies, thank you for the 1 gifted. Sam, thank you for 5 gifted. He said he doesn't want to hope, but it's the rules.
I hope that you're bought a Joy Toy Imperial Knight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I saw Joy Toy there and I was like...
Thank you, Polychrome, for the €11 for the fuel. I mean, it's a good deed, isn't it? The young lad looked like he's panicking. We've all been there. I've been there before. I went to a garage in Totton. I filled my car up from fucking empty, which was like 70 quid at the time.
Yeah.
And I went there, I was like, I don't have my wallet. And at that point, Apple Pay wasn't a thing I was using. So I was like, and it was Asda from my house is like a 10-minute drive. Yeah. And I was like, here's my phone, right? I'm going to drive off now because I need to go and get my wallet, but I'm leaving you my phone. And they were like, no, you can't leave. I was like, I'm leaving you my phone. Yeah. I'm not just going to leave you a brand new iPhone, am I? Well, I say brand new. It's like
you can sign those little sheets that they have there. I remember where I went, my local Tesco changed how the card machine works. So before, you'd pay and then it would just take the payment after like 24 hours, 48 hours.
Yeah.
Whereas they changed it to the new one where it has to be pre-approved, right? So it takes like 150 quid out of your bank account. You fill up and then it just basically
debits what you've used.
Just debits you for that. Yeah. They changed it and I went there at the end of the month. I had like 80 quid in the bank. It took the 80 quid and then they were like, you don't have 150 pounds in your bank account. We can't pre-approve it. And then they just never returned the 80 pounds. But I didn't know. I was like, well, maybe my card's not working. So I filled up, went to go in and pay, and I was like, oh, you've just taken £80. And it basically took like a month to get it back. And
Bastards.
I had to sign the little form to say I'll be back like in 3 days' time when I get paid.
Yeah.
To do it.
It's mad, isn't it? That?
Yeah.
Thank you, Whitey55, for the 1 gifted membership. Thank you, John McCardle, for the 20 gifted membership. We're on 85. If we get 3 lots of 5, Joe, we might actually hit 100. And I thought we were going to get nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. We're on 85 right now, thanks to John and his 20 gifted.
Thank you, John. I hope your next trip on a plane is free because of like air miles, and you get up to like top tier business class. Is it like a super business class?
Business class, isn't business class like the one below like first class or upper class?
Upper class. I'd be like, you get your own dining room, that kind of level, like a cinema.
And if you drop any buttered bread, it always lands butter side up.
Yeah.
For the next year. Yeah. Thank you, Andy Rose, looking very dapper in your mess dress there, for the 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you. I hope that you are invited for lunch with the king. Randomly happens, doesn't it? Like, random people for tea.
I'd like to have done that.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I would like to have done that. I've never been inside the palace.
No.
No. I'd like to do things like that in the future, but you know. Jill, thank you for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Jill.
Love you, Jill. We're on 90.
I hope, Jill, that you are given your own personal tombola machine.
We're on 90 now. You're amazing.
But there's really proper loud clicky clacky balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a proper tombola if you can't like hear them across the hall.
I had a great day on Sunday. You'd have really liked it, I reckon. We went to a place, literally we walked to it from our house, called Netley. And Netley had the Steam Rally and Craft Fair. Right? And it's all old steam engines and engineer. I fucking loved it.
I love the smell of a steam engine.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't really care about them. The noises are cool, but it's the smell.
Yeah, I love everything engineering. I love watching engines work. And they had like a whole field of tractors, and there was like a falconry display and a big craft tent, and they did jousting and knights were fighting. It was fucking brilliant. You'd have had a great day, actually. Yeah. You should come next year.
I always find
Bring the fam.
I always find it interesting when you go to these kind of like country fairs and there's like loads of steam engines, and then there's just like one really small steam engine on like a breeze block at the end, just like chugging away, and I'm like, I don't know if should I be impressed by this?
It was, I hadn't been for a number of years, and it was fucking huge. There was so much stuff that we only went on the one day. You could have easily done 2 or 3 days there to see it all. But you should come next year. Bring the wife and childs. Right, cool. Jill, thank you so much for those extra 5. That got us to 90. I was expecting us to finish at about 40. So thank you so much, you wonderful humans, for that late surge there before we get ready for this evening's show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think we haven't talked about this one yet. We might talk about this one a bit more on Thursday. I think the Templars one specifically is very, very good.
Yeah.
I think that people that were concerned when they had heard some of the changes from Index to Codex, I think that they perhaps were a little bit premature.
When the Warcom articles came out and people were like, the sky is falling, they've killed Templars, I was like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, Joe definitely was like, I think this is really strong.
Yeah. I think it's the best of the Space Marines.
# trust Joe.
Always.
Yeah. I also think, by the way, that with the exception of the model range, this Codex is very good, by the way.
I've not sat down and read it yet.
It's a bit silly in places.
Yeah.
I think this Codex is very, very good. So we'll talk about this at some point. This Codex is so good, in fact, that it's got me wanting to find that box. I think actually maybe I gave it to Paddy to take home. And I want to do some converting now.
We've got loads of brews back there.
Yeah, I might have a muck about at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And as if a dream was occurring, Coordinate Ed has come and finished me off.
Oh.
Thank you, Coordinate Ed, for the 10 memberships.
I hope, Coordinate Ed, that you order something from Games Workshop and they send you the new plastic brass scorpion by accident. I hope you're that person.
That's an amazing hope for Ed.
Yeah, I'm not confirming. I'm not saying there is a new plastic brass scorpion.
Yeah,
but if there was one,
we haven't just happened to leak something we definitely didn't know about.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, you wonderful human beings, for support. You're all amazing. I love you all. We have got one of my favourite guests in the show tonight. We've got Adam here with his custodians again. I fucking love Adam. He's always good on stream.
He's here for Mexico.
He comes because he likes the channel. He fucking hates the channel. He thinks I'm a dickhead, but he does like Mexico. Yeah. So it's like that kind of odd trade off. Liam's a knob, but I like Mexican food.
I tell you what, that camera. The settings on that camera always make Codex's colouring super vibrant, and they even make the worst covers look good.
Yeah, which that is one of the worst covers.
Yeah,
but it does look good. Yeah. So you've been amazing. Thank you so much, you wonderful human beings, for hanging out with us on the Liam and Joe Show. We have smashed over 100 likes. We have 100 new members. Only £43 in super chats, but you're amazing for smashing that membership target. So thank you so much. We have got that live game this evening at 7:30. We will debut brand new Templars versus the Custodies.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we have got the Warhammer show at 7:30 in the evening. Thursday we've got another Liam and Joe show at the table at 13:30. I'm probably going to be building some more Lumineth.
Yeah.
And then in the evening at 7:30 we've got another live game with more brand new Black Templars, different detachment, I assume, versus Necrons.
Yeah.
Where Andy has to impress you all, and then we'll have a vote. And if all 300 people watching don't think he's good enough, then he won't ever come back.
Yeah, we'll burn him alive.
Yeah. And then on Friday, there's After Dark for the first show of August.
It's mental, isn't it?
Fucking nearly Christmas, Joe.
I'm very excited. As soon as we hit October 1st, that's the start of Joe's year.
I have to get rid of Halloween first before I get excited about Christmas.
No, I just love that entire period of time.
Yeah,
I like the spooky time.
You love the spooky time.
Yeah. I just love all of it. Just good vibes.
Yeah,
snugging.
You're definitely a happier person when it's cooler outside, aren't you?
Yeah,
typically. You're amazing, you wonderful human beings. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll see you tonight for that live game at 7:30. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, have a wonderful time.